Hello everyone. Let's start our fourth lesson that name is sorting material into groups. So before we will start our lesson, open your notebook and write the aim and the keywords of this lesson. Aim of the lesson is to classify materials according to their property. So in this lesson, actually we are going to learn many things like what are things made of, then the concept of classification, then the advantages of classification and the properties of materials. So many things we are going to learn in this lesson. So first write the aim properly to classify materials according to their property. Many keywords are there. So write that keywords one by one in your notebook in good handwriting. First keyword hard, then insoluble, then lusher, 4 material, 5 metals, then opaque, rough, soluble, translucent and transparent. So 10 keywords are there. Write the keywords one by one properly and in good handwriting. After finishing your aim and keywords, we will start our main point. First write okay, I hope you have just completed your aim and the keywords. So let's start our main point. So in this session, this is our first session. In this session, we are going to learn one main point, that is what are things made of. So there are many things that you see around, correct? You can see many things around you. All these things are different to look at. Means what? They look different and have properties different from each other. Like they are different in color, they are different in shapes, means they are in different properties. So have you ever wondered what these things are made of, or what are these things made of? Let us consider your pencil. It is made up of wood, correct? Your pencil is made up of wood, and inside that wood there is lead, which is a combination of clay and a substance called graphite and paint. You have seen your pencils are in different colors. Then your eraser is made up of rubber. Your book is made up of paper, ink and glue. A knife is made up of steel and wood, or steel and plastic. So many things are there. They are made up of different kinds of materials. Materials means what? Like glass, plastic, steel, ceramic, wood, clay and paper are the materials used to make useful things. Correct? Many materials are there, and these materials are used to make different kinds of things or objects we use. Maybe some material can be used to make different kinds of things. For example, steel is used to make knives also, utensils also, cars also, buildings, bridges, etc. Means one material we can use to make different kinds of objects. Correct? You already know that different objects are made up of different kinds of material. And on other hand, an object can be made from different kinds of material. Okay, that difference we will see. See this see this slide I have mentioned here. All objects around us are made up of one or more materials. See, many things, many materials I have just put here, like desk, chair, books, notebooks, pencil case, your backpack, scissors, compass, pins, clips, pencil, color pencil, your pencil sharpener, stapler, calculator, your ball pens, highlighter, rubber, and your tape. See how much or how many things are there. So these materials or these objects may be of glass, correct? Maybe of metal, plastics, wood, cotton, paper, mud or soil. So these glass, metal, plastics, wood, cotton, paper, mud, soil, these are what? These are materials. And when we are using that materials, we make our objects. So your objects, your things are made up of different kinds of material. Understood? Can you think of more examples of materials? Already I have mentioned lots of materials here. I have mentioned lots of objects also here. That pictures are of objects. Okay, don't confuse between the objects and your materials. Materials means what? The thing from which your objects are prepared. Like glass, like metal, plastic. Plastic is a material. Your compass is made up of plastic. So compass is the object and plastic is your material. Understood? See, now like that you have to draw this table and you have to solve this activity. Means what? You have to write two objects and the materials they are made of. For example, your plate. You know na plate or thali, that is of steel also, maybe of glass or plastic. Means your plate we can made from plastic also, from glass also and from steel also. Again, one another object is there, that is pen. That pen is made up of plastic also. Sometimes we can use the metal pen also. Like that, you have to write two objects and the materials that we are using to make that object. Understood? For example, just see your furniture. If third object, now don't copy the furniture. Now I am keeping here chair. Maybe the chair is of plastic, maybe the chair is of wood. So like that you have to complete this table 4.1 where you have to write the two objects and for that two objects you have to write the material. Understood which activity you have to do? Okay, so let's start. Draw this table in your notebook and start writing your answer. Take 5 minutes to complete this table 4.1. Okay, completed? Yes, very good. Now here object is only one but the materials are different. Now here what you have to do, there is only one material and from that material which objects you are making, that you have to write here. Just learn the difference between the object and the material. Object means what? Whatever the things that you can see around you that are known as objects. For example, chair. That chair is made up of wood. That chair is made up of what? Plastic also. So plastic and wood are materials and your chair is your object. Understood? Okay. So already I have mentioned here two answers, that is wood and paper. Wood, paper, leather, plastic, cotton, rubber, glass, whatever that are material. Three materials I have given, and you have to write the objects made from these materials. And here you have to write your own material, and then you have to write objects. So full table you have to fill. Don't write anything. Okay. Just concentrate on the objects, or the difference between the objects and the material. Again and again I am saying objects means what? Things that you can see around you. And the materials means what? Your objects are made from which thing? From your material. Okay, don't confuse. See, wood is the material, correct? From wood, which things can we make? Like chair, table, fluff, bullock cart, and its wheels. So all these things we can made, all these objects we can made from which material? From wood, correct? Next material is paper. From paper, which objects can we make? Like books, notebooks, newspaper, toys, calendars. All these are objects that made from paper. Understood? So paper is a material. Next, there is leather, then plastics and cotton. So from leather, which objects we can make, that you have to write here in front of leather. Then from plastics, by using plastics or the things that made up of plastic, you have to write here. And cotton. I hope you can write this table, you can fill that table properly. So complete table 4.1 and 4.2. Start writing table 4.2. Okay, write the materials. Then in front of that materials, you have to write the objects made of that material. Take your time and complete both tables, table 4.1 and 4.2. Completed? Okay. So just now we will discuss. So object, again write here spoon. For example, spoon. So which materials I can use to make spoon? Maybe of wood. Wooden spoons are also there. Plastic spoons are also there, and steel. So third completed. Then I can write here bottles. I can write here bottle. Bottle is an object. Maybe my bottle is of steel, maybe of plastic. Correct? So like that, just check your table 4.1. Then leather. So from leather, which objects we can make? For example, shoes, then belt, wallet. These things I can write here. Means wallet, shoes, belt. These objects I can make from leather material. Then plastic. So many things we can write here, because just see around you, many things are made up of plastic. For example, uh, your mobile phone covers, then cameras, toys, containers, bottles, bags, furniture, plates. Many things are there that are made from plastic material. Next, cotton. So from cotton, which things we can just make our clothes from cotton. Then your hanky, that is also made from cotton. Correct. So many things are there. So like that you have to write the table 4.2. Understood? Now in this session, one another new point we are going to learn, that is properties of materials. Many properties are there, but in this session we are going to learn only one property of material. So several objects are there that can be made from a combination of several materials. For example, your pencil or your book. Already I have mentioned that pencil means what? We are not only using one material. In pencil we are using lead also. In pencil we are using wood also and paint also. Means whatever your objects are there. Some objects are there they can made only from one material. But several things are there they can made from one or means more materials we are using there. So what enable us to decide which material to use to make a particular object? Means your bottle is made up of plastic. Why we are not using the stones to make your bottle? Your pen is made up of plastic. Why not we are using any material? Why we are not using any metal? Why? Actually, this depends on two things, that for which object we are going to use which material. The first one is that what we want to use the object for and the properties of the material. Now, take example of pen. Why we are using pen? To write, correct? If we will use the pen made up of metal, can you write easily with that metal pen, that heavy metal pen? Some pens are there that means in small amount we are using the metal, means metal and plastic both. But whole pen, your pen cover, then the ink or whatever that ink tube is there. If there we will use that metal that is very heavy for writing. We cannot easily write with that heavy metal pen. So these objects are made up of which material are depend on the properties of the material. Correct? So properties of the material decide its uses. For example, cooking utensils are made of metals because metals do not break easily. And more importantly, they are good conductors of heat. Now, good conductor means what? Not of burst conductor. Materials that allow heat to pass through them quickly are called good conductors of heat. Means what? If you want to cook something, if you want to boil something, you need heat, and that heat pass through metals only. So that's why the metals are good conductors of heat. And for this reason, we are using metal for making our utensils. We are not using plastic to make our utensils. If we use that plastic, when we are applying the heat, that plastic will melt. And that's why we are considering the properties of the material. Like the good conductors of heat, similarly, wood is an ideal material for making our homes, furniture and boats. Take the example of boat. Why we are using the wood, or this means the things that means they are not heavy. That things we are using to make boats and all. Correct? The light things we are using. If we will use the metal, sometime the boat will sink. Now one another question is there. Have you seen a very big ship and all? That ship is made up of plastic? No. That ship is made up of wood? No, that ship is made up of metal. Before 2 minutes, what I have said that in for making boats we are using light material, but the ship is made up of metal. How it is possible? So that is depend on shape of that object. Have you seen fish? What is the shape of that fish and what is the shape of that ship? The mouth of fish and the mouth of sheep are same. Again, that ship is made up of metal. That is okay. But there is a space. Means your ship is a hollow ship. Hollow ship means what? Take one pipe. Okay. Whatever your water pipe is there, that for tap and all we are using. From one side, we can see whatever going on that back side. Means that hollow pipe is there. Whatever things we can put from above, we can get that at bottom. Like that, your ship is a hollow, and that's why that ship is not sinking in water. That is the another part we will see in properties of material. But just understood that. Okay, depends on the properties of materials. We are using that materials to make a particular object. Understood? So that's why it is important to have a knowledge of the properties of material. So we shall now discuss the first property of material. Okay. So first property is appearance. Now what is mean by appearance? You know, appearance means what? See, materials usually look different from each other. Correct? Correct or not? Correct, na? Paper looks different from cloth. Wood looks different from iron. Iron looks different from copper. Correct? And at the same time, there are some similarities also. Means in appearance, two things are important. First one is lustrous and the second one is non-lustrous. Now again, what are the lustrous? What are the non-lustrous things? See, some of them usually metals. Metals means what? They shine when they polished. That are known as lustrous. Means the shiny things are there. They are known as lustrous things. And opposite to that, non-lustrous things are there. Means what? They are very dull in appearance. Dull means what? There is no shine. Correct? So see, the lustrous means what? Just take an example of metal spoon and opposite to that wooden spoon. A metal spoon shines, correct? Whereas a wooden spoon does not shine so much. Then silk cloth has a shine, whereas the woolen cloth does not. We have already seen in fiber to fabric that silk is very shiny, but the woolen cloth is there, okay, that doesn't have that much shine. So we can say that the metal has more luster than wood and the silk has more luster than wool. Correct? Already I have mentioned here the examples of lustrous thing and non-lustrous thing. See, gold, silver, both are metals and they are very bright and shiny in appearance. Appearance means what? How they look. And opposite to that, wood is there. That is very dull in appearance. Okay, so we can just classify the materials on the basis of lustrous. That metals are in lustrous thing and the wooden thing are in non-lustrous thing. Understood? Rocks such as marble or granite have a lustrous when they polish. Polish means what? You know, na? The polishing. Yes. So when we are just polish that marbles, marbles, Taj Mahal and all, see very shiny. And some minerals are there, they have shine and luster and are used for making ornaments. Ornaments means what? Your jewelry. That gold and silver we are used to make jewelry, but we cannot use wood to make jewelry. Understood the appearance, the first property of your material? Yes, the properties of materials. Many properties are there, but in this session we have learned only one property, that is appearance. Okay, appearance means what? How these things or how these objects are look, or how these materials are there. Means are they shiny? Are they dull? Correct. And according to that property, we are use that materials to make different objects. Means wooden things we use to make furniture, where the gold and silver we use to make our jewelry. We cannot use the wood to make our jewelry because wood is very dull in appearance, whereas gold and silver are very bright and shiny in appearance. Understood the first property? Yes. Understood the difference between the materials and the objects? Okay. I hope that you have learned all these things I have taught in this session. So your homework is that you have to write five things, okay, according to appearance. Means you have to write the five examples of lustrous thing and non-lustrous thing. Understood? Yes. So, still stay home, stay safe. Thank you.